0 to 3K a day case study. Let's get into it. You can see here, this is the store, right? I've literally only started this store like 2-3 weeks ago, whatever it was. And so I've been absolutely swamped with work and I absolutely love it, right? I love starting a new business and all the work that comes with it. You know, you can see that like it's absolutely crushing it today. And it's only getting better, right? That's where I've been focused a lot of my time. So I'll be doing more videos sort of like this. Got a few issues I need to fix. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, how to find these products and how to build this into a real brand, right? That's why I'm really focused on that. So let's get straight into that. All right. So firstly, like, you know, as I said, same store, just wanted to show the screenshot, literally started like what, 3 weeks ago ish. You can see here, like these are the ads that are running about $20 up to $40. That was the starting campaign. So naturally the CPP is higher. And this is actually a new campaign. I have to do an edit. Look at the CTR. It's really nice. For those wondering as well, just use these columns, right? Like you can spend forever in Facebook, but I don't and intentionally don't because you don't want to spend forever on it because otherwise, you know, you get bogged down in every little stupid detail. You can see here the CTR is good. Cost of purchase is good. I'm really honestly quite happy with it. You know, like today, I think spent like $600 on ads, you know, and so, you know, probably going to make 1.5, 2K profit, right? This is what I mean by like, I don't spend a lot on ads. I spend less. I might not grow as fast as others, but there is a reason why. And I made this simple thing that I'm going to break down. And I just wanted to show you Google ads a bit as well. You can see 2K for, well, I actually didn't include it, but you know, whatever it is, it's like, I think 8K back, you know, and again, it's, you know, just a simple screenshot that I got. And I just wanted to talk about a few things, okay? And I think how you achieve this. Firstly, you can use tools like Amazon Movers and Shakers, right? Okay. You can use Amazon Movers and Shakers. And these products also, I don't sell electronics. I try and sell products that are easily shipped and that aren't items that are going to cause health implications. Because unless I'm an expert, I just don't, right? Dropshipping is limited like that. This item would be a good one, right? But it only has 3 reviews. You want to find items that have a good amount of reviews that you can sell. And as I said, especially if you can go on Amazon and just type in a niche of something you love, right? So if you love slippers, I love slippers, type in slippers and find slippers, sell that, right? And use Amazon as validation. Go on Google Trends and validate the product there for demand. You don't need to see it going up. You just need to see it having consistent demand to know that it's an industry, because that's how Google Ads a lot works, right? Google Ads is all just keywords. These campaigns, I've just used search terms, right? And I run 3 asset groups. I'm going to tonight actually do some more where I'm going to optimize it based on that. I need to do some more work there. I've just been bogged down on all these other things. But that's the good thing about Google, I should add as well, is you do a lot less work on Google than you do Facebook, okay? And it's a lot more stable, right? I've got 6 products on this brand now and I'm adding more. And as I add more, Google's going to absolutely crush it even more. And this bottom campaign, for those wondering, I actually hadn't looked at it literally until I'd done this video. I've been that busy today. That's a remarketing DPA ad campaign. Yesterday had 1 sale. Today has an extra 2. And I spent 3 minutes doing that, right? 3 minutes. So if you do Google ads and add lots of SKUs, use something like Day Beautify, because then you can do the nice collections, build the pages. And then, you know, if you're running Facebook ads and you're looking at scaling it further, I'm using a tool like Gem Pages for dedicated landing pages. Day Beautify is great and it's amazing for Google and Facebook. But if you want split testing, you need a dedicated page tool, which obviously Day Beautify doesn't. You know, the point of what I'm getting at here is that I use both Facebook and Google, okay? And you use them both in conjunction with each other. Over time, I plan to get a media, but what I wanted to say, I'm going into a tangent, right? These are all static image ads. I have some videos, okay? I've used videos and we use Higgsfield, 10-second videos from an image prompt. And I'll link it. Actually, I didn't link it here, but I got a doc that I made a Claude skill. I use Claude, okay? I use Claude because I use Claude Cowork. I use Claude and I use Claude Code for like, let's say like my mentoring website. I just vibe coded it. It's really good for web pages and stuff. Obviously like all of them like Lovable and stuff, but I just use Claude. You can use this doc, which I'll put here. I'll share this doc down below and you can then get it. Mark Builds Brands, my mate there. He's the one that made that doc and I saw it on his Instagram and he sent it to me, you know, like everyone. And I was actually able to chat with him. Nice guy. You know, he followed me years ago and good on him. So shout out to you, Mark. And so what you then do is like a lot of people just use Higgsfield. The reason you use Higgsfield over Nano Banana is simply just because you can do multiple variations at once. I find Nano Banana is good, but the multiple variations without the watermark just saves you an extra 10, 20 minutes so we can do other shit, right? That's why you want to get tools like that. It saves you a bit of time, bit of money. Higgsfield is really good. And it also, you can do video, okay? So then you can do video. I use Kling for that. And then you get a nice video as well. But image ads, absolutely crushing it right now. 9:16 ratio and 1:1 ratio square. Boom, away you go. Find the creative. Now, like what a lot of people don't seem to care about when it's like spam stores, do your fucking research, okay? Do your fucking research. And I will swear when I say that. What I'm saying is do your research, right? That, you know, that you can use tools like Manus or Claude to help you do the research. It's never been easier to do research, but understand the customer and spend the time to understand, okay? Spend the time to actually understand it. And that's why I said about trying to sell something that you have an interest in, because then you already have done a lot of the research because you're the customer, okay? Rather than just selling, oh, I want to sell any product under the sun, sell something that you would buy in an ideal world, okay? I know not everyone has that, but don't, you know, if you can, that's what differentiates a brand, right? That will last forever as opposed to a dropshipping store that'll last a week or a month and then get boom, you know, destroyed, okay? You know, and so on top of that, as you start getting sales, don't just focus on fucking profits, okay? Don't just focus on profits. Everyone's like, oh, I use this tool like Triple Whale or WeTracked or whatever. Here's my screenshot of my profits. I'm rich. No, okay? You make $500 to $1,000 a day. You make $500 to $1,000 a day. Profit, congratulations. That money's going to dry up in 2 months. Okay, you made, let's say, 40, 50 grand. Then tax comes in, then that turns to 30 grand. You're not getting that much money and then you have to start another store. I prefer the approach of less dropshipping stores that you hyper-focus that has a broad industry. You go on most of these, right? Like if we look at appliances, you can sell tons of appliances through Google, right? Google is so much better than Facebook, I find. I find Facebook is good. I'm not saying it's not. But in terms of my ability to stress less and have more profits, Google is so much better, okay? So much better, so much less work, and so much more profit. And I could get all these products, right? Build out my team, add heaps of products, and I'll just keep getting more and more and more sales. And then if I have Debutify, where I have then, you know, upsells on my product page, upsells cart page, upsells post-purchase, more and more and more sales, right? It's not rocket science, right? There's so many stupid gurus, and I'm coming back to my original self, you know, with all this. And that's why I like doing content this way. So many gurus just overemphasize this, right? But what I'm saying as well is, even if you are making profit, which you hopefully are, right? I'm making about 35 to 40% profit. Now, that's not including taxes. That's not including subscription costs. That's not including my staff. Now, I've got a social media person. Now, I've got an SEO person. I've got my business partner. Obviously, I got myself, and I'm reinvesting pretty much everything back into it is my goal, right? Build up that wealth there. I can touch it at any stage over time, but I'm building that up, right? As you build this brand, any brand, you should look at, you know, I've got an ABN now. So I've got Airwallex. I use that for my payment gateway, and also transfers and banking. I've now got PayPal properly verified. I've got my business manager properly verified. And so I've got a WhatsApp number. I've got email marketing. So now I can start do WhatsApp, so that then I can get a free WhatsApp number through Facebook, because obviously they own WhatsApp. So you get a free number, and I'm testing that. You know, so my point is, as you build a brand, reinvest into it. Don't just feel like, oh, I'm going to scale ads, double, triple spend. You'll get suspended. You're going to get screwed over. Slow and steady, okay? Because then you can reinvest in onto the back end. That's what's making me a lot more money. And then at the same time, you can get the legal and finance done properly. And then at the same time, dropshipping from China is shit, right? Like, no matter what anyone says, okay, you can bulk order to a warehouse in China and ship it around the world. The thing that people will still not like is the fact that it's from fucking China, okay? And, you know, I get it. I get the whole approach of why you do it from China, and you still bulk order from Alibaba or whatever supplier you use, whether you go to Canton Fair, who gives a shit. But my point is that when you actually ship from China, if it gets to the United States and it takes 5 to 8 days, and they you know, see it's from China, it's not really a great experience. And so what I do, and what I've done, is I've just been on the phone today with a guy called Dre, and I'm looking at a warehouse here in Australia. It has a warehouse in Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney, and even New Zealand, right? Because I'm actually getting orders from New Zealand too. Anyway, and so the point of what I'm doing here is that I'm learning the niche, focusing on it, building the legal, building the structure, building the team, building the long term, okay? Because what happens in dropshipping, I've said this in other videos, you go up and then you go down. And when you go down, you're dead, right? Whereas when you build a brand, you're like this. And part of it, building the brand, is it takes longer, but you have something sustainable, right? You have something sustainable. I'd rather be on 3K a day or 100K a month business that's earning $30,000, $40,000 profit, let's say, hypothetically, consistently every month, than a business that earns $1 million and dies in 2 months. Yes, you make more money, but you don't, in 2-3 years time, you'll look back and think, I wish I had just focused on building that business as a legal business. I know a lot of people in dropshipping are always focused purely on profits. No, but like most businesses in the real world outside of our computer, you actually reinvest into your business. I consider it a real privilege, right? That I'm able to start a business from my home with 2 children. I work at home and my wife, and I'm able to start a business flexibly around them. I'm able to start with no capital, really, and start getting sales, validation, and invest that, okay? Now, the downside is of that period of time where you're doing the validation and that, you're going to get customer service inquiries. You use proper tools. Don't use 17 Track. It's absolute shit house. Use tools like Aftership or Parcel Pro or whatever it's called from Trustu. I quite like them. They're nice people. Anyway, and you can use that. Right? You use that, set up the page, set up your policies, set up your footer, set up your social medias, do everything and start reinvesting. Okay. The fact is, I don't care what anyone says, the fact that we can start a business on $0 and make profit because we know marketing is a fucking privilege. And so what I'm saying is reinvest into the business. Don't take money out of the business. Build it for 12 months. You know why? I got suspended on Bing. I don't know why. And I can't, my domain has been blacklisted. I'm trying to find a workaround. Not that Bing's the most important, but shit like that'll happen, right? That you'll get suspensions, you'll get unexpected legal issues, you'll get holds, finance holds. You're going to get so many things. So you've got to factor in cash flow, okay? Not everyone has, if you have $1,000 and you're like, oh my God, I've got sales on scale high. If Shopify or PayPal aren't paying you out, your ads are going to turn off, aren't they? So why not take the approach? Because guaranteed Shopify and PayPal will put holds. They always do. We're a high risk business. We're a starting business. We're at the highest risk category. And they know that dropshippers are mostly scummy, scammy people, right? And so my point is that if knowing that, do it slow and steady. I could be doing more than 3.5K a day, right? Like I could double, triple my spend and but then I'm going to get customer service issues. I'm going to have so much more financial issues. I'm going to get legal issues. Slow and steady. I know that we're trained as dropshippers to be like, oh my God, and marketers in general, oh my God, we need to scale to $1 million a month in like a month and that'll look really good as a thumbnail and I'm going to get so many students and I'm going to be famous and la 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 la. It's not reality, okay? It takes years and it should take years, okay? If you want to build something, build it as a proper business. Like as I said, it's like literally like 4 years ago, it was so much harder to do an e-commerce business. Now we literally have tools that make our ads for us. Like what the fuck? I'm even making an agentic AI tool to manage your store that comes out in a month and I can't wait to honestly promote it and scale that. But I've been focused on this at the moment, but it's just that you don't even need good graphic skills. Like I use, if I do something in Gemini and I have the little watermark, I go in Canva, Magic Eraser, boom, there we go. I've got an image. I'm a graphic designer. And then like I can use Claude where I'm like, oh yeah, I want an inspiration. Download me this thumbnail. And then I go and banana model it. Or, these tools where you can just download the video and then transcribe it by one of these and there you go, there's your script. Like, come on, it is not that hard. So the hardest part is the marketing. Once you get that moving, build it into a real business, right? Building a real business doesn't change. Just because AI is here, it's actually going to be that AI is going to ruin a lot of businesses now because everyone's so reliant on it. You need to understand that the real world doesn't rely on that. We're in a very secluded space. The AI business, make money online space is a very AI sloppy, hated field, right? We're grubby marketers. We take full advantage of it, as we should. And I think that's smart. But the real world, when it comes to business, finance, registrations, is very different to all of this. And so I'm saying is build it into a business, focus on long term. I'm not going to be taking profits ideally from this for 6 months. I want to validate the idea, grow it, scale it incrementally, build up my team. My wife's even getting involved to help list products more as well. I've got my team involved where I'm getting more and more of this. And I'm even looking at like one of the reasons that you should get a 3PL, people say, why not just use a Chinese 3PL? It's cheaper in that, yeah, okay, I have to pay for bulk and I have to send it to Australia. I can brand it, I have more control. And then I have multiple warehouses in Australia and I plan to actually through their software have it so that stocks in my most popular regions, because rather than having one warehouse in Australia, if I can have it in a closer warehouse, okay, let's say Melbourne as opposed to Sydney, and they get it in half a day as opposed to a day and a half, that is an amazing experience. That is what's going to allow your business to last, as opposed to a drop shipping one where you don't get, look at my customer return rate, it's 0.63, only because it just started. But as I start getting the product to Australia and building this out properly, that will grow as I build more SKUs and everything and build out the process. So that's what I'm saying, that my approach is you should use Facebook, you should use Google, and honestly, if you can, Bing. Obviously, I can't, which sucks, but use those two platforms. They're the main two, of course. Build out your socials, build out your team, because then you can sell this business as well, right? When you have repeatable processes, I see a number of people that I've watched, like they build like 7 or 8 drop shipping stores that are all boring ones on Google, and I get that is a valid idea. But what happens if you just build one that was like one mega fucking brand that you just focus on? Because what's going to happen with all those other 7 or 8 that you're not going to realize? You're going to have so many legal issues, so many logistical issues, and yeah, okay, the idea is that you build it up, systemize it, step away, move on to the next. Pretty easy, right? You can just get people on Upwork or Fiverr for like $5-10 an hour to handle customer service service, importing product, teach them the process, and away you go. Yes, that does work. But if we look at the higher picture, the people that make usually the most money have one brand behind them because they focus every bit of attention on that brand. So I would rather focus on a select few brands rather than just spamming brands, because then I'm going to learn more about the customer. I'm handling the customer service for my business partner, and that's intentional. I'm learning. Each time I speak to the customer, I learn a little bit more about them. I learn a little bit, so don't think that, oh my God, customer service, I shouldn't do it. Oh, I'm so beyond that. I am a drop shipper. No, what you should do is you should be doing your customer service, and you should be listening to customers, right? I've now set up pre-orders on a few pages because people are asking for pre-orders. Now I'm getting more orders. And that's because I did that. If you just hire someone in customer service, they'll miss these details. Every time you hire someone that you can trust to do it, what I'm saying is when you're in the starting stage of the business, be on the ground, stay on the ground, focus on that business, focus on the customer, focus on the research, build out the business. Okay. This isn't rocket science. It's like anything. Okay. Any business in our town or city, you speak to any of those business owners and they've probably been doing it for years. They know every little bit about it because they focus their time and energy on it. That's why they're really good at what they do. Whereas the problem with the dropshipping approach is that because we can make stores and everything so easily, everyone just thinks, well, I haven't done well in 24 hours because everyone just focuses on Facebook because it's sexy, right? Everyone's like, oh, Facebook ads. Who gives a shit, right? I've seen so many businesses that, I literally had someone message me about, they're doing thousands of dollars a day and they're barely breaking even, right? Thousands of dollars, right? I'm doing similar revenue and I'm making profit every day because I'm not just reliant on stupid Facebook ads. Okay. And yeah, there's TikTok ads and that, but you should use all these platforms. They're all much the same. Google ads is really easy. This is just a PMAX campaign with asset groups, keywords, and headlines. You can use ChatGPT or even Claude, as I said, to help you with headlines, long headlines, descriptions, and then using Higgsfield for images. For Facebook, images, same thing, right? Copy, Claude, there you go, away you go. TikTok, it's exactly the same thing. All these platforms are the exact same thing because they're focused on e-commerce is one of the biggest industries. So it's not that hard. Once you learn Facebook, you pretty much learn Google now because Google have streamlined so much of it, right? In fact, I'd actually argue that Google is easier than Facebook, honestly. I'd really actually say it is. Aside from the initial few steps, everyone just gets put off by Google ads is not that sexy, but the reality is Google ads is where it is, right? And especially because my average order value is like $80, $90, Google is better for higher average order value. People think about buying before going on Facebook, whereas on Google, they're already searching for it. But instead of pigeonholing yourself into just doing one, do them both. Put in the hard yards, build it as a real business. I've said it for years and I'll say it again, right? Building a business takes time. I plan to build this ideally to $1 million a month. My other brands have limitations. I've said that in other videos. And that's part of the reason why this opportunity came up. My business partner, I'm like, yep, I'm going hard in on this because I can see this niche is huge. It's passionate. I love what it's doing. I love everything about it. I want to scale it, right? So I'm working really hard on it. So I'm not going to be doing videos that often. I'll do 1 or 2 a week. They're just going to be like this on everything that I'm learning. Okay. I will be making more videos on stuff like that as well as I learn more. But as I said, I will get the Mark Builds Brands things and I'll put this in the description down below. You just do whatever you want. I'm not taking credit for that. Mark Builds Brands, build that. Great guy. I think that you should also follow him as well. He really does know his shit. And he says similar thing. Do your research, right? Don't take this as like a little get rich quick thing. Don't, right? The people that get rich quick take time. So I just want to make this video on this. I hope this has been helpful. If you did enjoy today's video, please comment below if you have any questions. And so lastly, I just wanted to say, look, I've got a course, right? I finally made a course and I'm going to make some probably more videos this week on just a few things. The course is free, okay? And it's going to be free. I'm just going to add content to it. Now, for full transparency, how I make money is if you use Day Beautify, which you should be, right? It teaches you how to use it. I get some conversions there. Simple as that, right? And my other tools. That's sort of how I'm technically monetizing it. I'm not going to lie and hide behind anything, right? But other than that, it's free, right? Like it literally is free and I plan to keep it free and it's growing. You literally learn everything pretty much here that you would learn from any mentor ever. And if you have questions, you can ask in the group. And so my point is join this group, right? You then don't need others, right? I'm a very advanced teacher and I plan to be that way. I don't want to be a complete beginner, stupid, friendly crap person. I want to teach the advanced skills. I teach how to build a business and that's what this does, right? This week I'm going to be making videos on legal, more on legal, more on the AI related stuff as well. So I'll be making some videos on that. And that's just for free, right? And I'll just be posting about it. So make sure you join that as well. So honestly, because then you don't need another course. As I said, the reality is this space is mostly filled with liars who, look, they get sales, but again, getting profit's another thing and building a business is another thing. And so what I'm saying is that but behind closed doors, you'll find that these people are sharks, right? It's all the same repeated garbage. Okay. So that's why I'm like, well, why not make the course free? If I've got nothing to lose, join the course, learn everything. Even if you don't use Day Beautify, just learn the marketing and stuff as well. I plan to keep adding to it. So come and join. Other than that, I hope you did enjoy today's video. Thanks so much for your time today. Have a lovely day. Take care and goodbye.